the chair is designated by the president. And the chair typically switches when there's a switch in administration. The existing chair, the current chair, takes their leave and moves on. So, look, this is entirely up to Chair Gensler as to what he would want to do in that event, but there's precedent for
the investability to see what meets the criteria, what meets the bar to be delivered in an ETF. And for us right now, both between investability considerations and also what we hear from our clients, Bitcoin and ETH definitely meet that bar. I think it will be a while before we see anything else.
If you look back at the history of the Federal Reserve, they've printed approximately 6% supply growth over an incredibly long period of time. 6% supply growth, that just happens to correlate with the long-term growth rate of nominal GDP. What do you know? So here's the real deal.
A lot of work to be done. Locking up banking partners, critical, and also just other service providers in the industry. You really can't go it alone. And we try to stick to our lane. And obviously, we're going to seek approval to issue a stablecoin. We're going to do that on the XRPL. But that really begets a whole host of other service providers that we need on the banking side for transaction, on and off ramps for reserve banking.
Let's start with a realistic baseline about what Bitcoin is today, is already. And then in that context, we can look at this question of whether increased centralization will take place.
Know what you hold?
Enjoy the ride, pal.
If you got a baggie, welcome to the party. Welcome back to Small Moon O'Clock News. No breakfast, no coffee. Shout out to the ladies. So we got Farmer X in the building. Appreciate you stopping by, tuning in, smashing them likey, stuffing some baggies. We're going to be checking out kinetic markets today. Also, we're going to be checking out Steer Protocol, all built on Flare Networks. We got the total global cryptocurrency market cap today at 2.47 trillion, down about 2.1%. In the past 24, we got XRP in that number 6 spot, creeping up into the cool 60s, right around 62.5 cents. We got Stellar XLM in the number 28 spot, right around 10 cents. We got BTC 66K, ETH right around 33 hundo. Flare Networks in that number 82 spot, right around 0.017. Axelar right around 61 cents. XTC right around 3 cents. Stronghold 004, Songbird 009, Zahao 6 cents. Evernote right around 111. We got one from Stu Alderati to pop things off when a judge signals BS on the SEC claim that 10 tokens on Binance are securities. The SEC says never mind, but these tokens are left out to dry in the Coinbase suit. This isn't how to regulate. Big Brad Garland House chimes in and says more evidence of SEC hypocrisy. Chair Gensler testifies the rules are clear, yet the SEC can't figure them out and applies them haphazardly. Festering more industry confusion, political agenda, and or bad faith litigation tactics. Definitely not a faithful allegiance to the law. SEC Gov has retracted its request for court to classify tokens like Solana, Cardano, OX, Polygon as securities in its lawsuit against Binance. Gary, you still there? We got crypto law US. So much for Judge Torres being wrong. Now even Gary Gensler is scrambling to back edit his BS. The token itself is not a security, but how it's packaged and sold might be. That's the law to which Gensler shows no faithful allegiance. It's time. Gensler's gotta go. Crypto Eddie, I imagine that if it looks like a change in the administration is imminent, Gensler will step down early to prevent Trump from taking credit for his departure.
That while commissioners are appointed for a term, the chair is designated by the president. And the chair typically switches when there's a switch in administration. And in some cases, in fact, in the case of my tenure and in the case of my predecessor, knowing that there was a switch in administration and knowing that the chair would change, the existing chair, the current chair, takes their leave and moves on. So, look, this is entirely up to Chair Gensler as to what he would want to do in that event, but there's precedent for leaving the position altogether or simply leaving the position as chair.
A new day is coming. Flip that switch. We got Bloomberg Crypto, BlackRock, iShares, Ethereum Trust ETF, and expects we'll see allocation of crypto ETFs in the model's portfolio by the end of the year and into 2025.
You saw the outflows from ETHE.
people always ask me, well, aren't these just flows coming out of there into the other ones? Because net positive, it's actually a little less than zero for these. Or are there new people coming into your fund?
Look, we're 1 week in, Eric, but I think you raise a really important point. This was a strong launch, but this is a story in the early days about access and finding the optimum access points for investors who want Ethereum in their portfolios. And so we were actually, if you look at trading volumes, because it's important to look at both, Ether was, I think, 40% of new assets gathered, but 25% of trading volumes, because there has been a lot of outflows, not just from the other Ethereum higher priced ETF product, but probably also from proxy vehicles, because investors really want to get their ETH exposure, especially if they're going to use it in the context of an overall portfolio in an ecosystem they have confidence in.
And now another thing a lot of people are looking for, the next sort of catalyst will be these big wirehouses. Morgan Stanley, Wells Fargo, UBS, they've got trillions of advisor assets. Where are they at in terms of onboarding these ETFs and even soliciting them?
Yeah, that is exactly what I think will be the story of this year and next year. They are doing their jobs, and their job is risk analytics, due diligence, and really looking at, and they look at them very differently, of course, because, as we know, Bitcoin and ETH are two very different asset classes with different use cases, but looking at their role in the portfolio and particularly their utility as portfolio diversifiers. And I think what will then happen towards the end of this year and into next year is we will see allocations made in model portfolios, which will give us much more of a steer as to how investors are using them.
Has BlackRock put the crypto ETFs into your own model portfolios?
So our not into our model portfolios, and all of our model allocations and also all of our holdings period are generally public. So you can see where we have allocations, either very small allocations, either to crypto or crypto futures or crypto ETFs.
And I am curious. I mean, you've got Bitcoin, you've got Ether, you're leading the market there. Are you done? Are we going to see a BlackRock Solana ETF, for example? What's next?
Not in the near term. So we really look at the investability to see what meets the criteria, what meets the bar to be delivered in an ETF. And for us right now, both between investability considerations and also what we hear from our clients, Bitcoin and ETH definitely meet that bar. I think it will be a while before we see anything else.
XRP ETF, Ripple stablecoin coming, case closure coming, pro crypto president. Gary Gensler out of here. Ripple IPO. The best is still yet to come. You know what's coming. They know what's coming. And they can't stop it. We got Bitcoin Magazine. Bitcoin is a new global denominator for capital. You get 21 million Bitcoin, and that's it. Wait till they get a hold of some utility coins like XRP, XLM, deflationary.
Now, certainly, if more companies decide that they want to buy and never sell Bitcoin, it's going to increase the demand relative to the fixed supply. We all know that would work in favor of the prices. But what problem is solved by companies doing that? I mean, I just don't know how many companies are really going to want to place that sort of an asset on their balance sheet and have that be an aspect of their story.
Well, I think it's worth asking what their alternatives are. And the alternative is you can buy a treasury asset that whose white paper says it's going to depreciate at 2% a year at least. And if you look back at the history of the Federal Reserve, they printed approximately 6% supply growth over an incredibly long period of time. 6% supply growth, that just happens to correlate with the long-term growth rate of nominal GDP. What do you know? So here's the real deal. Bitcoin is the new global denominator for capital. So the problem it solves you don't have all of these politicians running around trying to curry for favor and redistribute wealth and change taxes and change all sorts of things. You get what you get. You get 21 million Bitcoin and that's it. And so, we're incredibly optimistic about it over the long term as these dominoes continue to fall in favor of Bitcoin.
XRP. Hidden in plain sight, all the money, all the value. We got BitTrue, who's looking forward to an XRP pump in August. Pump our bags up. Pump our bags up. We got Chad Steingraber by the end of September, RLUSD. Ripple's teaming up with the Clearbank, Zero Hash, and more to create groundbreaking ecosystem for Ripple stablecoin, launching on the XRP ledger and Ethereum.
What do you plan to do over the, say, next 30, 60, 90 days to define a plan for your new path?
A lot of work to be done. Locking up banking partners, critical. And also just other service providers in the industry. You really can't go it alone. And we try to stick to our lane. And obviously, we're going to seek approval to issue a stablecoin. We're going to do that on the XRPL ledger in addition to Ethereum. So excited about that. But that really begets a whole host of other service providers that we need on the banking side for transaction, on and off ramps, for reserve banking. Someone to manage the reserves. There's a lot of compliance needs. We've been talking to the folks at Zero Hash and others. And so part of it's just bringing that A-team of providers, monthly attestations from the accounting firms. So there's kind of an internal and an external swim lane, if you will, that needs to come together. And also understanding where the use cases are and where our real value exchange can be differentiated. Because there are obviously some established players. We think we've got some unique needs within the Ripple community right now that we've been listening to our customers who have been asking for certain attributes to a stablecoin that we're targeted towards building. So a lot of exciting considerations going on right now and a lot of work being done really on all those fronts.
XRP, king of utility. 707 crypto co-creator of the blockchain exposes the realities of Bitcoin far from Satoshi's original goals. That's why they made a better one called XRP.
What Satoshi birthed is a wonderful thing, but it no longer has peer-to-peer characteristics for the vast majority of players. It is not the disinflationary thing that he had hoped for because it's still quite volatile. And it's not anonymous like cash. So let's be realistic about the great work Satoshi did, but the fact that it falls far short of the initial goals laid out. And so I think the reason I'm spending so much time on that in trying to respond to your question is let's start with a realistic baseline about what Bitcoin is today, is already. And then in that context, we can look at this question of whether increased centralization will take place, whether it's really more a store, becomes a store of value, which it already has. It really isn't yet. Lightning Network examples and things of their ilk notwithstanding, it's really not predominantly a medium of exchange. Do I have hopes for down the road that things built on top of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies will take on more the nature of a medium of exchange and over time a unit of account? I have near to midterm hopes on medium of exchange. Unit of account, I think that's going to be the very last one to be realized.
Interesting. He is W. Scott Stornetta, widely regarded as the co-inventor of the blockchain. His papers from the early 1990s, such as his 1991 paper, How to Timestamp a Digital Document, co-written with Dr. Stuart Haber, laid the foundation for Bitcoin. Stornetta was one of the few people cited in Satoshi Nakamoto's original Bitcoin white paper.
XRP, the bridge asset built to move value. We got kinetic markets is coming to Flare Networks, lending and borrowing markets launching soon. Are you ready? Another one from Kinetic Markets, Key Stake Update. We're thoroughly testing the new updates that will show real-time rewards, allow weekly claims every Tuesday. We need a few more days to fully test the system, so the first reward claim day will be moved to the 6th. Thank you for your patience. We got Jewel Token currently right around 4 cents. We got Kinetic Markets liquidity in motion coming soon. Supply, you can already stake, borrow, work. You also get key tokens when you stake your Jewel tokens you'll be able to use once it opens up. Coming soon, supply, borrow. If you can't get into Probit, you can also use sparkdex.ai to swap out for some Jewel tokens. We got Scepter LS. If you didn't know by now, Steer Protocol has some Flare Network smart pools, including an S-Flare/Jewel pool for those counting down the days to Kinetic Markets launch. Here we got Steer Protocol at Steer Protocol, multi-chain compute protocol with the next-gen automated liquidity management. And Steer Protocol says, we're excited to share this Steer is live on Flare Networks and has partnered with SparkDex AI to bring seamless liquidity management to SparkDex users. Dive into the smart pools through the Steer app or SparkDex. And here we have Steer Protocol recently partnered with Flare Networks. We got a whole bunch of other chains here as well, but we got S-Flare Jewel, we got Wrap Flare Jewel, S-Flare, Wrap Flare, and a whole bunch of other pools that you can dive into. Steer Protocol. We got Changely here, XRP price prediction 2024 to 2030. Usually their price predictions don't show much, and here we have 2025 maximum price $1.18, 2026 $1.66, 2027 $2.50, 2028 $3.57, 2029 $5, 2030 $7.54, 2031 $10.77. We go down to 2050 $5.25. I don't think it's gonna take till 2028 for XRP to reach a new all-time high. Last time we reached this level was around 2017, 2018. I think you better strap in for this year. Watch out for August, September. Watch out for XRP. I think we can hit new all-time highs this year and even higher going into 2025. A lot of things are lined up for XRP's price to pump. There's no more SEC holding it down now that XRP is deemed not a security. We got the Ripple stablecoin ready to launch. We got the case finality ready to close. We also got possibly a pro-crypto president coming in to pump our bags up even more. Also, 2025, watch out for possible Ripple IPO, possible utility kicking in. Shout out to NF Tempo and Evolution on how we collect music. I'll leave the link down below if you guys want to check out the NF Tempo ebook, NF Tempo and Evolution and how we collect music. Shout out to Nile. Shout out to NF Tempo. We got one from Smoke Dog. Cycles repeat. XRP 350x increase in 2017. ETH 100x increase in 2017. BTC 14x increase in 2017. Get ready for XRP to return to the promised lands. The best is still yet to come. Crawl, walk. Then we rock it. Mikey the Bull. XRP displays significant technical signs that occurred in 2017 that led to the massive gains afterwards. What happened in 2017? 350x increase. At Grad Crypto XRP, the below post still applies. XRP Army, stay ready and enjoy the evening. XRP is on the move update. XRP has closed above the 64 cents to make higher highs from the 63 cents previous move. More moves to come. Higher prices coming soon. And we got Mustache altcoins. I think a lot of people don't realize that XRP has been the leader of the biggest altcoin season so far in 2017. It has just broken out of the symmetrical triangle to the upside. As long as it holds here, we'll see a continuation of the uptrend altcoin season vibes. And remember, the last cycle XRP was shut down because the SEC came in with a lawsuit and stopped the XRP bull run. And you know what they say? The bigger the base, the higher in space. Where will those bags be when that regulation jar of molasses finally breaks open and XRP's true price is finally revealed? Big bags. Later glitches.
Welcome to the show. I told you so. I told you so. We're gonna be driving Lambos. We're gonna take a trip to Fiji. All the labor leaves.
Crypto be our passion, cause what you focus on, you attract like a magnet. Got diamond hands, we hold till we blasting. It's universal law.